Hey, Jeremy, you were one of the ones that had innovated, taking a mortgage coach app in a real estate office. One, how often are you doing that, and any best practices or scripting around that?
Sure, man. So number one is I would love to do it every second of my day. It just doesn't always work out like that unless you live in a real estate office or your office is literally in a real estate office. But, how that came about was on accident. And I remember I called you, Dave, like as soon as I left the office when it happened, is that I rarely get to meet with people anymore, right, face-to-face, just because of where my market is and how people interact here. I would love to meet with more people. I love meeting with people face-to-face, but that's what the video technology is so great at. So I was in a real estate office in Napa, which is about 45 minutes from my house. And this client wanted to drop off their documents to me in person. They didn't want to email them. They didn't want to Dropbox them. They didn't want to UPS them. So I thought it was a great opportunity for me to meet in that realtor's office. I don't know any of the other agents in that office either, and meet with this person in a conference room. And so what was awesome is that it dawned on me, she had some questions about mortgage loan numbers. And I said, well, you know what? Let's just pull it up and go through it together. So the real estate agent wasn't in the room at the time. But as I was doing it and going through the mortgage coach, Edge, with her, she came into the room and she sat down, and a light bulb went off in my head because I saw her eyes. I saw the way that she was reacting to what I was showing the client, and I could tell that she was really, really wowed. So as I got up and walked out the door, I also had the opportunity to introduce myself to 3 other agents that were in there. And Renee, who is the agent, introduced me to them and said, gosh, you should have seen the presentation. The software that he uses, it was really incredible. It was so easy to understand. And so she created other opportunities for me. So how do I do this in real estate offices right now? Well, I'm calling proactively on offices to talk about the client experience. It's one of my new, quote-unquote trainings for lunch and learns that I'm trying to put together, and it's about the client experience. What is the client experience working with you? And then I give them examples, and this is obviously what I built it around, is I show them what the client experience looks like for my clients to give them, quote-unquote, an example. Well, that example happens to be how I use video technology and Mortgage Coach Edge for their clients. So I presented this 3 times, I think, in a formal, like a large, group, like 20-plus agents. I've done this 3 times. I'll do it any chance I can get one-on-one with a client, especially with the agent, or if the agent has questions about the financing, I will always show them this and go over this with them in person, line by line. Makes it way easier, positions you as an expert, working differently, and for their clients.